There is a lot of insecurity and fear because we don't know where this is going, where this is heading, where this is taking us. And this is why so much shadow it's coming out to the surface, because now is the opportunity to look at it and to heal it, to be able to face our fears. Why are we afraid? Like, why are we afraid? You know, like, we understand we are afraid, but why are we afraid? What are we thinking is going to happen? Because again, we are not afraid of the unknown. We are afraid of what already happened, because we cannot be afraid of what we don't know what it is. We are afraid of projection of the past into the future. So, yeah.
It just thundered here as you were saying that, which is unusual. Like,
oh, wow.
Here, but I just was like, is that thunder? Yes. Wow. Okay. Yes, there's this storm that's brewing, right? And that we're moving through, which, again, even thinking about that, it's funny. I've got so many things coming in that, like, when we talk about what we're afraid of and that it's the past, and even just thinking of that example and bringing back the inner child and fear of thunderstorms or different things that it's so scary. And then we would make up a story like, oh, the angels are bowling. That's something we used to say. Oh, the angels are bowling and they must have just got a strike. That was a loud thunderbolt, you know, like, and so you make up these stories to be able to feel safe or to have that. And so this card is feeling like, again, this perspective that we've held onto, that things look a certain way, or that, you know, we've seen them a certain way, but there's this wider landscape to be seen. So it's trapped in fear and prisons of our own making, because they're limited by not allowing ourselves to fully look at things and question, or really, let's pull this apart and dig into it, because we're safe to do so. You know, you're safe to question, or just to consider, or to allow yourself to see different perspectives. And so, you know, all these energies that we're talking about coming in, like the Hangman didn't come up here, but it's an energy that's been influencing us. It's saying, when you get stuck or hung up, or something doesn't go the way that you wanted it to, from one vantage point, it's you know, it's a bummer, it's inconvenient at the least, let alone, you know, bigger things that can really, really hang us up. But it's in that stuckness that this awareness can come in. So even here, I'm feeling stuck, I'm feeling limited, I'm feeling in some way restricted. But there is this illumination coming in that I can't see, because I'm allowing myself to stay in this limited perspective. So there's this energy of opening up and allowing this to come in with really no expectations. Again, it's the Fool energy of just being open and willing to receive what's coming in, because there's an understanding that ultimately this is the card of wishes, of hope, of renewal. This is the card that comes after the Tower in the tarot. And the Tower is the card of absolute disruption and sudden, you know, events and things coming, lightning, you know, striking and bringing something down and dismantling things. And yet on the other side of it is the Star, is the hope and the renewal, and the understanding that there sometimes is a necessary crumbling, or a necessary need to allow things that no longer serve to fall away, which, you know, just brings us full circle here to, you know, things that are out of balance needing to be balanced. And that's, you know, what we're moving through at this time.
I mean, it's just like, I don't know if you can see it the way I can see it, but you can see that from the center card, just like you already mentioned, that the light is spilling into that man's robe, you know. But then in the last card, you have the person that, you know, you literally imagine that actually the being that holds the light is not on the ground. It's, you know, because we don't even know if that being is actually standing on the ground. It's like suspended. We don't see the feet. So it's like, imagine there could be just like an angel offering the light, your higher self or your spirit guides, whatever, and saying, don't worry, there is a light. There is, you know, like there is a purpose to this madness. Like, you know, with the Star, it's a card of Aquarius. It's the hopes and wishes for the future. It's the evolution. It's that we're going beyond everywhere you've ever been. And, you know, like if, for example, imagine you play in a game, or you watch, even better, you're watching a TV series, and you know that there is a next season coming out. You don't go, oh my God, what's gonna be in that season? We all gonna go excited, like, oh, I'm kind of curious to see what's gonna happen. What is in that season? Like, ooh. But we know there's gonna be a mixed bag of everything. It's gonna be some good stuff, some challenging stuff, whatever. And this is literally what it is. So this being is offering you the hope, is giving you the light. That person there, like on the floor, can't see, like, oh my God, it's all doom and gloom. All I can see is this. I can hear these thoughts, these nagging voices in my head. They're saying, like, look at that. There is a war. There is an earthquake. There is a shooting. There is this. That's it. It's done. It's done. And we can't see this being, but this all holds a meaning, and be like, well, what is the meaning to that? There is no meaning. It's just gonna lead to another disaster, right? But actually, no, there is this new season coming up for humanity, which, yes, it's got some challenges in it too, but it's like, the higher selves of us here in these avatars are excited because it's saying, well, finally, there is some change coming, and it's coming with this Aries new moon solar eclipse for sure.
Yeah. I just keep thinking, like, as you're saying that this is like, we got you, like, you're held, like, even though it feels, and this again is going full circle to some of these, insights that have been coming in through these inner child connections too, is that, like, fears and worries and perceptions that you had previously as a child, or like a child, or thinking of ourselves with the limited perspective of like a child who rationalizes things like, oh, the angels are bowling, that actually, when we look more widely and deeper into it, it's a feeling of being either alone, or the idea that, yes, storms are disruptive and storms can cause damage, and yet there's this energy of, like, you are held, and there is this, weathering the storm, because change, great, we need change. Well, what is that? What does it look like to actually experience change and to go through it? It's uncertain, it's unbalanced, it's tumultuous, it's all the things. And so we're in the midst of that, and yeah, there's a lot of reason for us to just bury our head and feel like we're, so this is an energy of trapped in fear. And so freeing ourselves from the fear, knowing that on the other side there's hope, there's reason for recognizing that this is all serving, and that all of the things that are coming to pass are all a part of that story that we are collectively writing in real time. So this is about tapping into these things to really do that from as conscious a place as we can, and with as high frequency as we can, with seeing things from the biggest, widest perspectives as possible. So it can feel very difficult to get there, but this is giving us this view of what's possible.